so I can look at myself, because I found.
Hey, Bunker Labs community. We are here for an all-in interview because we are all in for you on your entrepreneurship journey. And we are here to share the stories of other entrepreneurs and highlight them on their journey to share experiences with you. I am Liz Marion, your Launch Lab Online Community Manager. And today I am so glad to welcome Carla Bond. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So Carla, for those of us that don't know you, just give us a little intro to yourself and your business and your involvement with Bunker Labs programs right now.
So I'm currently in the Bunker Labs DC cohort. Woohoo, DC. And my business is Upskill VR, where we teach CPR and other emergency trainings using virtual reality. We brought the human element back to training. So we put people in emergency scenarios and make them use those skills that you wouldn't necessarily get in a real classroom. No mannequins in my class.
How did you come about starting a virtual reality company and seeing the need in that market?
Well, came from a habit of gaming. One of those underlying habits that not many people know that I have, but ultimately I have always been into retro gaming, and I got started with regular VR, and I watched a video of these children learning about different areas of the world using VR. So they were going into different countries, different areas. A couple times they came into DC, and these kids were seeing like different levels of their grades going up because of it. And I have been an instructor for quite some time, and I got tired of teaching. And I was like, wait a minute, if this can hold a kindergartner's attention, why not for an adult? And then I ran a call for a nurse, because I'm a first responder too, and I ran a call for a nurse, and she, according to her, had been a nurse for over 20 years, and she didn't perform CPR on her family member. She was panicked and curled in the corner when we got there. So I realized that there was a problem, that traditional training wasn't preparing people for the actual emergency that they're going to be in, because when they look at the mannequin, it's no human, there's no emotions involved, there's no panic involved. So I knew that I could bring that element to the classroom with VR.
So let me ask you this, before we get into some of the advice for other entrepreneurs, but let me ask you about our current situation, having a crisis and an outbreak of a virus, and, a lot of those emergency situations. How do you see this in terms of your business and company fitting in, and how we can prepare people, obviously, that are unprepared for crisis scenarios, as well as show the importance of this type of education?
Well, I'm a firm believer in experience is the best teacher. So literally being able to prepare people by putting them into the scenario, sort of like what flight training does for pilots. So we don't have pilots crashing planes trying to learn how to fly them. But they put them in the exact situations, simulated through various means so they can react in the situation. I think that especially in this crisis, there are several ways that we can do it to calm people's nerves and fears about it, and also give them a chance to vent. And I think that's a missing element, especially with this particular crisis, that people are being quarantined, but they're not able to vent how they feel. There's no outlet for them to go. So forming groups in various ways virtually can help them out a lot.
Absolutely. And I think that that's a great point too, of that we're all working virtually right now. So hopefully hopefully it will become a habit that we're utilizing these tools for things we never knew that we could.
Right. Some areas this can become a new norm. You never know.
So in your opinion, when you would be talking to other entrepreneurs, what would you tell them specifically, when you're dealing with kind of an external crisis or issue that they should keep doing in their businesses?
Focusing on why they started their business in the first place, and then understand that if there's a beginning, there's an end, and keep staying focused on what you're doing and doing things that, even though you can't do things outside of the house, what networking opportunities can you build because you're stuck inside anyway? and using other outlets or getting other things done that may have been needing your attention behind the scenes, where you're kind of focused on other things, but ultimately keeping the first things first. So continuing with your why you started it, and staying calm in the middle of it, making sure that all your information that you have is good, and the information that you're putting out is good, and keeping your team informed. That's the biggest thing. Keep your team informed and stick to the why.
I like that. It's kind of back to the basics,
Back to the basics.
Focusing on that. Well, opposite of that, what should entrepreneurs stop doing, and as their priorities maybe change or their tools change?
Making excuses. Even though you're in the house during this particular epidemic, it's not going to be your first. It's not the first, and it's not going to be the last. And you can't use this as an excuse, or you shouldn't allow this to give you room for excuses for not getting things done, because you can still get things done. So the biggest thing is, don't make any excuses.
And it is a good opportunity, as you were saying earlier, to kind of for new opportunities, right? So what can entrepreneurs start doing to set themselves up to move that needle forward for their businesses?
I'm a big proponent of the team approach. So your network, building your network, connecting with people that you might not have had a chance to before, in complete engagement, diving deep into whatever industry that you're in, and find networking opportunities within there, because it may be opportunities there, or money that's being left on the table, because it's certain things that have been overlooked, because when we get into the thick of things, sometimes we just forget those little things. And I just build your network, because you're going to need that support as your business grows.
And to that point, I'm just going to reiterate, because you already kind of did it for me, is that this is a great opportunity, right, for those mentorship relationships to start, those both peer mentorships and traditional mentorships, and like you're saying, expanding our network like we're doing in our Bunker Labs community right now.
Absolutely.
So what kind of resources would you suggest for entrepreneurs that they should tap into, or maybe, get spun up on during this time?
I use LinkedIn like some people use TikTok now. So being able to look through the people that you're connected with, and getting to know them and see why their connection is there, and pull whatever information that you can from them that you can use, and then also share that information, because sometimes it's the fact that you're able to share certain things that you're able to learn other things. So just being able to use the resources that you have further, and then also being a resource to other entrepreneurs as well, because they don't know what they don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. So just being able to use the Bunker Labs team around you, because it's an amazing resource, and people are skilled in different areas. So they don't know what you need until you ask.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And you don't know what you don't know. We say that all the time, but you also, the others around you not knowing what you need, until
Right.
you put it out there, and either verbalize that or send an email about that. So Carla, thank you so much for being here. And lastly, can you just tell us something that you need from the community, whether it just be spreading the word or something we can help you with?
That's pretty much it. Spreading the word and just being a support system. So being a part of the Slack channels, and something that we talked about using here in the DC chapter is emoji help. So if you're getting to the point to where it's things are getting hot, you send a bunch of emojis and we get it and we're coming. So being that support for each other, and as well as just not being afraid to promote my business and other people's business as well. And I'm more than happy to connect with people. If you want me to share, I'm there. So
we got some gamers in our community too that I think would tap into virtual reality and all sorts of things. I past life used to be a VR nerd. I still am. So I'll join you for sure in spreading the word. But Carla, thank you so much for sharing with our community, and we wish you the best of luck. And continue to let us know how we can help and support your company.
All right. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Wash your hands.